Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 16th to the 30th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Gemini, October 16th to the 30th, 2021, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. So at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the world, which is beautiful. And we have the Empress. So we're really starting to claim our space within the world and also defining ourselves more openly, more honestly than we have before. We have the Star, which in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is, again, the Empress coming in. So that's absolutely beautiful. This is the Witch's Wisdom deck. Then we have the Ace of Air. As air sign energy, having the Ace of Air come in is a gift just for us. So that's going to be absolutely beautiful. We then have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Five of Pentacles in our hearts. We feel out of balance emotionally, and it can be around money. It's like, okay, what did I do wrong? Type of feeling that's coming up here. And I love because it's like we haven't done anything wrong. What's happened is that we have this poverty mentality around money, or what we value as much as money, or being able. It can't even be trying to juggle everything, saying, oh, don't worry, I'll do it. Oh, don't worry, I'll do it. And there's just this breaking point that's going to come to us during this time where it's like, I can't do everything. And we come to the realization, you know what? No, I can't do everything. And I have to be open and I have to be honest with myself because of that. We then have the Three of Wands. Things start to change. There's this real sense of the world opening up. We are finding our freedom. We're, claiming our freedom. And then we have the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is good fortune. It's, wishes coming true. It is a sense of beauty and prosperity, really guiding us and leading us to where we want to be, body, mind, and spirit. So let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. So we have the Prince of Wands. The Prince of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's the Knight of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But what we have here with the Prince is we have young energy. There's the sense of hot-headedness. There's the sense of maybe discord, not maybe, but for some of us, there's discord within our hearts, within our prosperity, within the way that we see ourselves. And so we're going to think, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to charge forward. Who cares what anybody else thinks? I'm going for what I need to go for. I'm, embracing what I need to embrace. And it's kind of like, damn everybody else. I'm going for it. there's also going to be this draw to people, to, movies, to books that have this attitude to it. So it makes us think, well, everybody else is doing it. And the fact of the matter is, it's going to be that, yeah, some people do live their lives like that, but everybody else isn't. So there is going to need to be this balance within us and this understanding for us as we move forward during this time. There's also going to be a sense of, for those of us, looking for a romantic partner, or even just, friendships and everything like that, we're going to find that we're attracted to kind of like the bad boy, bad girl type of quote unquote motif or trope, or however you want to name it. And there's going to be a need here to really not not do that, not be dragged in by their rebellious energy, because that's going to kind of mess us up. We're going to think, wow, yeah, I'm going to be super rebellious too. I'm going to go after what I believe should be mine. And we're not going to let spirit, we're not going to be open to letting spirit bless us. And spirit does have blessings for us during this time. So let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have the throat chakra and we have the heart chakra, and we have two really beautiful ones because we have listening within the throat chakra and forgiveness within the heart chakra. We're being told here by the throat chakra to listen to ourselves, to listen to what we want, to listen to what we need, to listen to who we are. And then we have forgiveness coming forward. When we think of the throat chakra, we think of speaking. And this is going to be a time where it's funny, especially for us, Gemini, as air sign energies, as communicators, we love to talk. This is a time to step back and listen. We're going to find that we learn the most through listening, through connecting, through a greater understanding. And as we connect and as we listen, we need to forgive. We need to forgive ourselves. We need to forgive all the, weight we put on ourselves, all the doubts and fears and, hurts that we've had that have kept us small, that have kept us held back. We don't need to necessarily, well, we do need to forgive others, right? That's healthy for us. But this isn't necessarily about forgiving other people and being magnanimous in that sense of, you haven't destroyed me, or I released my anger towards you. What we need to look at here is, how am I connecting with myself? How am I moving forward towards what I love, towards what I need, towards who I am? How am I forgiving myself for things that were out of my control, for negativity that I still hold forward, for doubts and fears that I still have, or resentment that I still have? Because both are important. And as we forgive ourselves, we claim ourselves. We say, I am worth it. I am powerful. I am here for a reason. Now, we're doing something a little bit different. Well, we've been doing it for a little bit here. We're going to incorporate astrology in with the tarot. So let's go over the astrology points for this time. We start on the 16th of October with Mercury sextile Venus. We need this beautiful energy that's coming forward, with Mercury in control of communication and Venus ruling love. We have this wonderful social energy. We have this wonderful sense of connection and of greater understanding, of pleasure and laughter. This is a day to celebrate. This isn't a day for fighting. This isn't a day for anger. This isn't a day for mulling things over. This is a day for celebration. Now, the 17th of October kind of says goodbye to that, beautiful, calm energy of Mercury sextile Venus. And hello to the intensity we've become used to after the new moon, after, all this time. We're used to a more intense energy around us. With this in mind, we need to be mindful of our egos getting in the way of, again, that Prince of Wands coming up, that fire coming forward and saying, okay, I just need to take action. I just need to go after it. It's about me. It's about what I want, what I need, when I want it, and when I need it. And though our needs are important, to have ourselves be ego-driven, that's going to be something that we need to step back from. We're going to be drawn to very intense people. We're going to have this intensity within ourselves that's going to come out. Now, it's interesting because we're fighting the sense of poverty and being overwhelmed. So we can very well be overcompensating for those inner emotions, for that sense of, I've taken on too much. And if we acknowledge that, if we acknowledge the chaos that we're feeling, if we're acknowledging, that life hasn't gone maybe exactly as we had thought it would, we start to relieve some tension within us. But because of our intensity during this time, we can become unstoppable if we look at the ego and we say, okay, I see you. I see what I think I should be doing for, for getting me ahead, or for getting me to a place that I think I should be. And now I need to see, where do I want to be? Where do I need to be? And getting ahead is a great thing. If we are saying, well, I need to get ahead, I need to focus on this, then that's where we should be using that energy. But we have to be mindful, once again, that our ego and our pride isn't taking over and ruling, because it can very easily during this time. On the 18th of October, Jupiter goes direct. Now we have a bunch of things happening on the 18th of October, but the first thing is Jupiter going direct. When Jupiter goes retrograde, which it did in June, we are given a 4-month period of our spiritual and inner needs coming to the forefront, of really having to look at them, seeing what's been holding us back. We start to see some harsh truths about ourselves that can also be where the tension comes from, where a sense of, my gosh, I'm trying my best. Why am I always expecting more from me? Or why am I always bringing up what I can't change or what was hard? So that comes forward during this time, or that has come forward during the past 4 months. And now with Jupiter going direct, we are courageous and we are insightful, and we know how to act in order to lead us to success. We've seen and we're seeing, what has held us back, what has kept us doubtful, what has kept us silent or small. And now we're saying, you know what? No. And that's why the Empress comes up twice here. That's why the world really starts to open to us, especially in the public arena. We're like, you know what? No. I might feel emotionally unstable at times. I might feel that, there's so much that I want to do and not enough time to do it. Or, bringing the hurts and pains from the past forward into my presence. That's why forgiveness is going to be so important for us during this time. We need to forgive. We need to forgive what cannot be changed. Mercury comes direct on the 18th of October. And remember, the star alignment of Mercury coming direct is really quite intense. And we saw that in the Mercury retrograde reading. But here we're just going to go over it really quickly for those who missed it. So what we have to keep in mind is we have to come to this Mercury going direct with a very positive energy, because even though we're coming out of the chaotic communication mess up and, not feeling understood and things kind of glitching of Mercury retrograde, Mercury coming direct brings an interesting star alignment. It brings us to the fixed star Vindamatrix, which will lead us to melancholy, impatience, and rash decision making. Vindamatrix also likes it when we're in a very negative, dark, macabre mindset, just where it feels like there's no way to pull yourself forward towards the light of the sun or even the light of the moon. It's just going to be endless expanse of nothingness. So we have to be mindful of what we're feeding ourselves at this time. Start reading positive books. Start, books that we really love, that have a great plot to them, a great story to them, that pull us in, but that have a positive message, that are, lighthearted. Start watching positive things on television. Start, doing these things, laughing and enjoying our lives, to push back that melancholy, that macabreness that comes from the Vindamatrix, because we can find ourselves very drawn to true crime, very drawn to murder mysteries, like especially the really intense murder mysteries, the ones that mess with your head, and horror films, again, the ones that mess with your head. We're going to find ourselves very drawn to them. And that's because of that macabre underbelly of Vindamatrix coming forward and saying, well, don't you want to know more? Like, don't you want to really sink yourself into this? And the answer is, no, I don't. So step back from that darkness, from that despair. While Vindamatrix is doing its thing, we have the fixed star Parima. Now, Parima will, again, it will work. The way Parima comes in is that if we have a negative mindset, what we will think is that all that we've been working towards is falling away. We'll be astoundingly nihilistic. It's like, what does anything even mean? What does it matter? I'm not going to get to that place that I want to be. If we come with a higher energy vibration, which we have, Jupiter coming direct, that really helps with that. We also have on the 18th of October, which we'll go into in just a moment, Mars trine Jupiter, which again helps with that positive energy coming forward. If we embrace this, we can come to this star alignment with higher energy vibration, which lets us see the underhanded side of people without being drawn into their games, being made little pawns in what they think is, they're setting things up for themselves, what they think is a game of life. And this is going to be very helpful to us, because we can still smile to their face. We can still, sit there and say, oh yeah, of course, and be as cordial and as nice as humanly possible. But we know, to brand our cattle with them. We know to step back and say, I don't trust that one. And I'm not going to trust that one. Now with Mars trine Jupiter, this brings success, and it has us moving forward in strength and confidence. Our sensual energy is being expressed as well as our creative energy. So this could be a really fun time as long as we don't let Mercury coming out of retrograde, going direct, and the star alignment pull us down. This could be a time that we're like, yeah, I'm worth it. I'm going for it. This is me. And as we embrace this, we can embrace our sensual creativity. We can, have fun with that avenue of exploration and discovery, but we can also start to embrace, what we want from our lives and connect with our sacral chakra. This is a great time to meditate on our sacral chakra, to open up love, to open up harmony, to open up success and power, and look at the things from this life that have scarred us and things from past lives that have scarred us and say, why are you holding me back? And why are you still defining me? Luck is on our side, so let's not waste this time. On the 20th of October, we have the harvest full moon in Aries, which is considered a sacred moon by many cultures. And so we're going to be going into that moon in another video. So do stay tuned for that. On the 20th of October, Mars is squared Pluto. We are set for an adventure of our potential and increasing our power. We're going to see that we're driven and determined, and we want to push the envelope. We want to go after things. We want things to be a little bit new, a little bit different, but always aligned with our successes, aligned with our talents, meaning that we're not really going to push the envelope during this time. We want to achieve our success, go after our success. We have high energy. We are, again, very determined. This is a time where we get the job done and we go after what it is that we want. Now, our tempers can rise a bit during this time. They can be a bit intense, so do be mindful of anger and just little tips ruining things. On the 26th of October, Venus is squared Neptune. Now, this is a time that can be really tricky. And because our hearts are already kind of in this tricky place, we have to be very mindful of this time. Kind of circle it or notify it on your phone. The 26th of October makes us think that we are not worth it, makes us feel as if we're not loved. Self-love becomes hard. Recognizing our worth becomes hard. This is a time of sensitivity and just being hard on ourselves. We're going to think, well, why aren't you where you envisioned yourself would be when you were 15 years old and you thought about this age, this time, this whatever. And we can find that we can be really nasty to ourselves. And what we need to do is come to this day with our arms wide open for ourselves to be cradled in, kind of visualize ourselves, giving ourselves a hug and saying, you're worth it. I'm here with you. I see you. I love you. Write on your mirror in lipstick or, a dry erase marker that I am enough. I am loved. Or I am enough. I am cherished. Whatever it is that you need to do or whatever it is that you need to write to let you know that in this point in time, you are not a mistake. In this point in time, you are not forgotten. You are not, dishonored within yourself. You are loved and you focus on that love. This is a beautiful time to focus on our heart chakra because the wounds that we carry with us are going to be coming up and we need to release them. We need to release them and say, this toxicity is not helping me. It is making it so that I cannot grow the way I need to grow. Now, on the 28th of October, Venus is sextile Jupiter, which washes away all the doubts and fears of Venus squared Neptune. Now, we do have the 27th, right? So that doubt and fear kind of seeps into the 27th. We can feel that sensitivity following us. We just have to be mindful of it. We have to be aware of it and say, you know what, you imposter, you darkness, you hurt, you pain, this depression, anxiety that can be around us. It's like, I don't listen to you. I don't listen to you. I'm not ruled by you. I have the light of the sun, the light of the moon to guide me forward. And even in the darkness, like the beauty of the stars, when we have a new moon and we have the beautiful stars within the sky, there's a serenity to it. We're focusing on that light, on that, even that pinprick of beauty guiding us forward. So with Venus sextile Jupiter, again, we're washing away the doubts and the fears of Venus squared Neptune. Here, we know we are loved. We know that we love ourselves. We know our worth. It is a time of balance. It is a time of adventure. It is a time to indulge, but don't indulge too much because you're kind of going to regret it. So stay indulgent, stay beautiful, but have that balance. Have that balance and let it shine forward. On the 30th of October, the sun is squared Saturn. Here we are given challenges that hone us, that hone us, that know our insecurities, that know where we have run away in the past. And it's saying here, I see you. I see where you need to, kind of pay a little bit more attention, where you need to excel, where you need to look at yourself with openness and honesty. And this is a time where we feel like we're coming into ourselves. We feel like we're knowing ourselves better. We feel like we're opening up the door. This is a perfect time for late bloomers. This is a perfect time for those of us who aren't seeing our worth. We start to see our worth. We start to see our power. And we start to realize it doesn't matter when we've discovered it. It matters that we've discovered it. So at our root right here, we have the world opening to us, which is what this time has given us. It's given us complexity. It's given us doubts. It's given us fear. It's given us adventure. It's given us love. And we start to see ourselves stepping into ourselves. We're embracing the changing of seasons. We're embracing the changing of self and soul and what we desire and where it is that we want to be. We're looking at things and understanding that, yes, we might feel like we're on a roller coaster ride. Yes, we might feel like things are a little bit more intense than they need to be, but we feel like we are. We feel like we are here, we are present, we are determined, we are focused, we are. And the world opens and we start to see ourselves within the world. Not that the world gobbles us up, not that we don't know where it is that we need to be or where it is that we want to be. We start to see ourselves in the world and we start to let ourselves shine. We embrace the Empress. This is a time where we claim a throne we never knew we had, a voice we didn't realize, or that would, no, it's not that we didn't realize it was silenced. We realized that somewhere along the way, our voice was silenced, that we started to doubt ourselves. We started to fear what we could do or how we could move forward, because maybe we weren't like all the other successful people. Maybe we weren't, born with a silver spoon in our mouths, or, able to see our own greatness. Maybe doubt and fear has been a huge part of us. There's a poverty mentality. There's a feeling of unbalance. There is the sense of, how do I play this game as well as everybody else plays this game? And when the Empress comes in at our root, it's like, I'm not just a queen. I'm an Empress. I'm the highest form of power here, except for the High Priestess. And so now we start to see ourselves embracing our greatness, stepping into our sacred feminine energy, stepping into the nurturing of ourselves, the nurturing of our skills, our love, our compassion. That's going to be important. It's not just going to be the kill and the conquer. It's going to be the love, the compassion, and the honesty that guides us forward. And as we do this, we again, in our inner selves, we step into that Empress energy, and it crowns us. It illuminates the darkness, and there's a sense of a baptismal within our own sacred right and our own sacred truth. It's like, this is me. This is what I need. This is why I am here. This is the power of my voice, my instincts, my desire, where I want to be, what I want for my life. I can be afraid. Yes, we can be quaking in our boots as we move forward and push forward to success, as we start to realize our passions, our desires, our skills, and our worth, ourselves. And there's a real power to that. There's a real power in saying, I am not just my failures. Yes, we are our failures. Those things shape us. A good story isn't just one success after another, roses and sunshine all the time. It's complexity and depth and, character development. And that's what we see with us. It's like, okay, I'm a good story. I'm a good story because I've been through pain and hurt and disappointment. And now it's my time for triumph. Now it's my time for, saving the day. It's my time for realizing myself. Whether the story be told, in movie form or in book form, however you want to visualize it. Visualize yourself moving forward towards this sense of worth, towards a sense of focus. And it brings us to the Ace of Air. The Ace of Air is made of bone, and the strings are woven by a spider. There's something beautiful about that, because there's something scary about the Ace of Air. When we have bones and spider webs, that's repellent to a lot of people. What we have here is that of the earth, sings our song and guides us forward. We need to be connected. We need to be connected to the earth. We need to be connected to what we desire, want, need, hope for, long for, how we see ourselves, how we speak about ourselves. We need to be mindful of the breath that fills our lungs and the way that we utilize it. As we do so, and as we are, there is this sense of finding our balance. And there is this sense emotionally of having to find our balance, putting our feet squarely on the ground, embracing the fact that emotionally we are going to be a little bit more sensitive during this time. There's going to be intensity, there's going to be doubts and fears and negativity and hardships that come forward that have us off balance because we're giving so much to everybody else, or we're trying to balance what we think we should be doing. We have eternal success. We have the, infinity sign right here. And there's a sense of this infinite amount of wealth around us. Now, what this means isn't that everybody gets to live in a mansion and drive the fanciest of cars. What it means is that we get to be secure. We get to be safe. We get to be balanced within ourselves, to be able to pay our bills, to be able to take care of necessities. That's a huge burden taken off our shoulders as we balance, as we see, and as we rejoice within ourselves, what we want, what we desire, and who we are. There is a need here to say, I matter. Instead of balancing everything for everybody else first, I need to balance myself. I need to see myself. I need to honor myself. And as we do so, we're going to find that there's this fear of falling into poverty. There's this fear of not being able, maybe it's the fear of not being able to keep the lights on, which is terrifying. I absolutely know that, which is overwhelming and terrifying and scarring and astoundingly upsetting. Maybe this fear comes from when we were little. Maybe this fear comes from, a relationship where you thought the other person was handling everything, and then you realized you were left with a mess. It doesn't matter where this fear comes from. Maybe it comes from the circumstances now in the state of the world. But what we need to look at is why we have it, and why it's cloaking us, why it's trying to beat us down. And we need to understand that we were not meant to live in poverty. Doubt, fear, heartbreak, pain, and disappointment. It was not meant to be one continuous, act of suffering after another. There was meant to be rejoicing here. Now there is time. Now there is need to look at how to rejoice, to look at how to feel safe within ourselves, within what we desire from life, within our wealth. It's not time to play the reels of people saying you can't, the reels of people, doubting us and speaking curses over us. Which, what a curse is just simply negative energy that's spoken over us and gets into our head. It gets into our mind and we think, how could I possibly be successful if that person thought that of me? Who is that person to define us, Gemini? Who is the negative, the hater, the hurter that gets to say whether we'll be a success or not? Now it is the time that the world is opening to us. Now is the time of us claiming our throne and our voice. Being empowered, knowing that our words and our minds are intense and like weapons. They change the course of our world. And it brings us to the Three of Wands. We start to see the door opening. We start to see the passion and the success and the new horizons coming. And as we do this, we start to see ourselves. We start to see ourselves openly, honestly, and intensely. We start to see what we love, what we want, and where we want to go. It's like I'm not stuck and I'm not scared anymore. I'm not held back by fear or by doubt. The new horizon is meant to be taken. It's meant to be rejoiced. It's meant to be honored within us. And it leads us to the Nine of Cups. It leads us to this place of wishes coming true. It leads us to this place of passion, of insight, of ideas, of hopes, of dreams, of looking at our future self and not being afraid, but saying, I see you. I see you having a future worth embracing and worth loving and worth, absolutely rejoicing in. I see happiness. And we're embracing that happiness, however it is defined for us, Gemini. There is a sense of beauty really coming forward. At our subconscious level, the energy that we need to be mindful of is the King of Pentacles. It can be that because we are worried about money, and for a lot of us, this is going to be how we initially cope with it. It's like everything becomes about money, or we run away. We run away from it, and we can think, okay, it'll just take care of itself. It'll need to take care of itself. Ostrich with its head in the sand. We need to make money not our only goal. We need to be mindful of it. We need to, step up and say, this is what I rule, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is how I want me to move forward. But we also have to not surround ourselves with people who only make money their end goal. If you don't have enough of it, you don't get to be in their club. I mean, those are people we don't want to be around. Our subconscious chakra energy is truth, and this is the third chakra. We need to balance our words and ourselves with our truth. speaking our truth, embracing our truth, that's going to be everything. That's going to be the game changer for us and a really powerful way to move forward. Because even if people don't agree with us, they understand that we're coming from this place of authenticity and power. It leads us to our subconscious rooted energy, which is the moon. Now, this is Pisces energy, so if we have Pisces within our natal chart, that's coming through very powerfully here. There is a sense of fear coming up. Fear about the past, fear about the future, fear about the present. And what we are looking at here now are the shadows. And we're not making the shadows into the monsters, into the demons. We're seeing them for what they truly are. The expression of. The light playing off of. And as we see it, as we understand it, as we understand that our mind can warp things into being what we are most afraid of, instead of what it actually is, we start to see power. We start to see insight. We start to see our ideas and ideals, and we start to be guided by the beautiful light of the full moon, but the beautiful light of the moon in every sense. Beautiful light of this waxing and waning and changing force that leads us forward, that has us connecting with our emotions in a way, Gemini, that maybe we didn't feel comfortable with before, but now we're definitely embracing and being emboldened by now. Our subconscious inner self is the goddess of air. So we're definitely taking this gift of the Ace of Air. We're taking this gift of our voice and our intensity. We have that beautiful cobweb coming forward, and we have the sense of weaving something beautiful. We might not know that we're weaving it, but we are creating something powerful, beautiful, intense, and purely us, Gemini. We're embracing our voice. We're embracing the truths that others don't want to see. We're bringing things together and knowing that, yes, they can be destroyed, as cobwebs can easily be brushed away. A spider's web can easily be brushed away. But it's always restarting. It's always embracing its beauty. It's always changing and morphing and becoming exactly what it needs to be. And that's going to be what we are. We're going through this transmutation. We're going through this time of change and insight and power. And as we do so, we see ourselves as not the stagnant being that we once were or that we feared, but we see ourselves as a person with powerful opportunities to guide us forward. It leads us then to our subconscious inner self, emotional self. And that's the Two of Swords. We've always seen things as being one of two ways. And now we're going to start to see other roads opening to us. And as we start to see those other roads opening, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. I didn't know it could be like this. I didn't know I could move forward this way. I didn't know that this could be how I get to move forward, how I get to embrace my life. And that's beautiful. Because a lot of times we pigeonhole ourselves. We think it could be this or there could be that. We play off of what we see. We play off of, what people tell us we could be. And now we're starting to see that the opportunities really are endless, especially if we take it into our own hands to embrace our own strength and to embrace our own voice. It then moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And that's the Two of Cups. This is unity. This is healing. This is feeling connected. This is a sense of love and balance really guiding us forward. We do come forward in the public arena with a lot of love, with a lot of sense of, I trust my heart. I trust my heart. I trust my soul. I need to move forward this way, because it's through that trust. It's through that love. It's through that commitment to ourselves as the individual that we start to see that we're moving towards where we really want to be, what we really desire in our lives, who we really want to be, and what is empowering to us. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.